Hello, welcome to yet another video on Dutch pronunciation. Today we are going to discuss the Doffe Klank. What is the Doffe Klank exactly? So in Dutch we have this phenomenon where we are going to pronounce a certain sound as So we can see, for example, IJ is going to be pronounced as So we see, for example, tachtig. Ending on IJ, we do not say tachtig. We are going to discuss most of these occasions on how you can identify this Doffe sound as we are going to read. Um, so we will have an overview and some rules attached to this pronunciation. This is going to be the core of the video. Also be sure to stick to the end of the video because as I asked of you last time, there was some sort of task at the video of long and short vowels. We are going to go through this exercise that was attached to the end of the video, and we will see how well you did. So be sure to stick to the end of the video if you made this exercise, or also if you did make the exercise. Stick around and check how you were doing with long and short vowels in general. Maybe you will notice you have to refresh something and then you can grab back to the video that I have previously uploaded. So the first approach into knowing when to pronounce the sound as dof is to indicate the stress or the emphasis on the word. So in the following words, you will be able to notice how the dof sound is on the part that is not stressed. So we have, for example, zeven. We hear the stress falls on the e part. So zeven. Negen is the second one. Geweldige or geweldig if you skip the e at the end. So geweldige, you hear the emphasis is on the indicated E. And we also have open. So if you are able to listen to the sound, you're going to be able to identify an emphasis or a stress. This is the first way where you can identify if a letter should be pronounced as an doffe E or if you can just pronounce it the normal way. Of course, we are also able to identify some patterns. So one of these patterns is a prefix, which means a part that is added to the beginning of a word. So we can identify the prefix be. So we can have, for example, berekenen, beantwoorden, for example. When we have be at the beginning of a word, we will always know, okay, this will be be, not be. Same with ver as a prefix. So we can have vergeten, verkennen. They will always be pronounced as ver when it's a prefix. Gezien is the same. So ge added to words. So let's say, for example, a verb. Can identify, okay, ge, it will be pronounced in a dof way. So gezien, not gezien. Then we can also identify the parts that are dof by categorizing them as a suffix. So instead of looking at the parts that are added before the beginning of the word, we can check the parts that are added at the end of the word. So these are a few examples. We have, for example, ugh at the end. So we have voorzichtig, voorzichtig, prachtig. So here the e is being pronounced as dof, as it's a suffix. Prachtig, voorzichtig. You can also add an e when you make it an adjective. The rule on when you have to add an e will still be discussed later. So it would be voorzichtige, prachtige. We also have the suffix luk. So even though it's written with ij, we will pronounce, instead of a, we will say e. So for example, heerlijk, huwelijk. Is the next one. So this is usually indicating someone who's doing an activity. So we have voetballer, someone who plays football. Bakker, someone who bakes, for example. Next on, we also have diminutives. So this is particular construction in Dutch where you can make something smaller. We can do this by adding a suffix. The particular suffixes we add will still be discussed later on, so don't worry about this one yet. Just know that as a beginner, when you see these things, you can see that they are being pronounced as dof. So we have, for example, meisje, jongetje. These last sounds will be pronounced as Then we have en, which usually indicates an infinitive or a plural of a verb. So for example, in we do something, this form will usually end in en, depending on the verb. So we can identify the word werken, zonen, and as previously said, when adjectives end in an e, we pronounce it, but as a doffe one. So rode, groene. So some, of course, you have to study. So depending on uh, your journey throughout the language, you will be able to identify some of the words that they don't really have a prefix or a suffix, but you have to know they are pronounced as Doffe Klank. The main ones and the important ones are the articles. So we will not say de of het of een. Een is being said in some occasions when you want to say it's one as a number. But in other occasions, when it functions as an article, it will be de, het, and een. So just to sum up, we can have two approaches to identifying a doffe klank, which is the first one we can check where is the emphasis on the word. So for example, zeven, geweldig. We can see geweldig, for example, the emphasis is on the E in the middle. So ge, we are going to pronounce it dof. We are also going to pronounce it dof. This is one approach. The second approach is to be able to identify the prefixes and the suffixes, the parts that come in front of the word and after the word. So when we are going to be able to identify these, we are going to know, okay, these ones are always going to be able to be pronounced as doffe klanken. So you just recognize them and you pronounce them as doffe klanken. There's also a section where you have to study by heart, like the, het, and further amongst your journey in studying Dutch, you will also be able to find other examples. So it's very important for you to read out loud, to listen and consume media, so you can be able to pronounce them correctly and also be able to identify them, read along with some texts you hear, for example, and just have fun while studying this language. Try to find videos you like and just try to find your own way of studying this and have fun. So last time I also checked for the homework. So I gave some small tasks to identify if it's a short or a long sound. So let's go through these ones quickly. So if you wrote it down last time on a paper or something, be sure to check them with you as I'm going through the answers. Or if you didn't do it, you can also pause it, check, and if you are unable to get a 10 out of 10, you can go back to the video I previously made and check the rule on long and short pronunciations. So first one is bar. This is short pronunciation. Spelen is long pronunciation. Brood is also long pronunciation. Boeren is a vowel combination. So there we don't have to worry, we just pronounce it as is. Welcome. Two times we pronounce it shortly. Buren, which is a long pronunciation. Bellen is short pronunciation. Borden is also a short pronunciation. Binnen is also a short pronunciation. And then last, Baard, which is a long pronunciation. So hopefully you got a great score on this task. If not, it's fine, don't worry, just check out the rules that I discussed in the one of my previous videos, so you can get a hang of this rule and also be able to use it yourself. I really appreciate you watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.